Hey there, welcome to Jackie Talks Horror. I'm Jackie, and today I'm going to be doing a preview on the upcoming campsite slasher anthology film Arbor Day, The Root of All Evil, holding its premiere at Kevin Smith's Smodcastle Cinemas in New Jersey, which is where the film is set on the 24th of April this year, which also just happens to be Arbor Day. Just a quick heads up, I'll be using images and trailers from the film in this video, and there'll be links to any trailers and articles I use in the description down below. This is one of those indie horror projects that's either going to quickly disappear or turn into something people won't stop talking about. So let's get into it by looking at what we know. Arbor Day is an independent micro-budget horror anthology with 5 tales plus a wraparound story, brought to life by 6 writers, writing and directing their own sections in it. The tales will all be based around a remote New Jersey campground that shuts every Arbor Day due to disappearances and a mysterious vengeful force. Each story stands alone, but the wraparound thread gradually connects them through the Arborist. And that was written and directed by Michael Jane, who is the co-owner of Big Damn Films, the production company behind this, who has spoken about how the film became an important part of his recovery following a stroke in May 2025. With segments written and directed by John Johnson, who directed a lot of the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark TV series episodes, Carrie A. Lyons Muntrick, Brooke Mulkins, better known as a costume director, in her directorial debut, Joe Raffa and Justin Timpane, who directed the 3 films in the Ninjas vs. series. The film was shot over 7 days, with each director in turn stepping into the setting to film their story. These are different stories with different directors, but the same woods and the same production crew to keep the visuals consistent throughout, and they're all connected through the Arborist. Given its micro-budget, it was actually shot for less than $45,000, and what we see in the teaser, it looks like this will lean heavily into using practical effects, which gives the trailer a slightly raw feel that you only get from more tactile physical horror. And with this setting, it feels like it's drawing on local folklore and the kind of stories told around the campfire, the ones that don't quite feel like stories once you're alone in the dark. Do you think a micro-budget horror anthology can pull off something memorable? Let me know in the comments below. So that's the setup. Now let's take a look at the teaser trailer and see how it all comes together. Throughout the teaser, there's this eerie, suspenseful score that feels like it's constantly building and like it could spike at any moment but never quite does. It keeps you on edge the whole time. There's no dialogue, no real shift in the soundtrack either, just the same steady, unnerving beat layered with these synth-like tones that gives everything a slightly off-kilter feel. We're shown snippets from every section, with the director for each noted on the screen. And then we start to see more from each segment, and that's where the Arborist comes in, the figure that seems to connect everything. Although we never get a good look at him in the trailer, but there are images of him, including in the poster, and he looks frightening. In each glimpse, he's chasing someone from that story, giving the whole teaser a very familiar camp slasher vibe all the way through. And as a teaser, it does exactly what it needs to. It gives you the tone, hints at the structure, but holds enough back to keep you interested in finding out more. But I do think where this story could really stand out is the storytelling, and in how the Arborist in particular is portrayed. So next, let's take a look around the buzz for this one. When I first saw the news release about the film, I had to look up what Arbor Day is about, and it turns out it's a day centred around planting trees. The premiere at Smodcastle Cinemas on the 24th of April starts the production company Big Damn Films kicking off their attempt to plant 1 million trees in partnership with the Arbor Day Foundation. And for every ticket sold for the movie, a tree will be planted. So the title is tied into a genuine environmental angle, which gives the project a slightly different feel compared to your standard indie horror release. The production company also runs the Big Damn podcast, and episodes 20 to 22, recorded before and after production, give a little more insight into the film. They touch on everything, from the challenges of working within a micro-budget to the production process itself, as well as how the project played a role in Michael Jane's recovery. There's also some discussion around the future of the film and the possibility of it expanding into a wider franchise, along with general updates on the production company itself. So if you're interested in the behind-the-scenes side of things, these episodes are definitely worth a listen. A link to the YouTube versions of the podcast is in the description down below. So this is one of those films where it really comes down to how well it comes together. I do like a good anthology, but they're always a mixed bag by nature. And some segments will definitely be better received than others. That's just the part of the format. Anthology horror is tricky, micro-budget anthology horror even more so, and doing it with multiple directors, all sharing one connected setting and production schedule, and making it feel like one cohesive film is ambitious, even on a bigger budget. I expect this to be an entertaining slasher anthology, not a perfect one, and not one that reinvents a genre, and I think watching it with those expectations will serve me well. But if it delivers on the promise of the teaser, it's going to be a very good, entertaining, turn your brain off and enjoy the show kind of film. And ultimately, I think that's where Arbor Day is either going to really land or not. Because if they get the look and the character of the Arborist right, we could be in for a new cult horror villain, something like the Miner in a violent nature. Okay, so that's all for this video. Are you a fan of anthologies? What's one that really worked for you and one that didn't? Are you excited for this film? Do leave your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, this is only my opinion of the film. It would be a boring old world if we all like the same things. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss what's coming next on this channel. This is Jackie signing off. Take care and see you next time.